Okay, season 4, patch number 4. Now, in spite of what I said, I've decided to do these individually. You could say it's for views, and you'd be right, but I think I do prefer having them as individual entries instead of grouping them together. It seemed a bit silly. Even though this once again is not hugely impactful on its own, I think it makes more sense to keep these things on their own. I never did it any differently with any other patch notes. You know, you get the launch patch notes of the update on its own. Experimental patches on their own. So yeah, we're going to do a video for every individual patch. Except the last one. Patch 2 and 3 are forever grouped together. But not this one. Now, I was going to actually... My original reasoning for choosing to do this video just on one patch was actually because I suspected it might be the final Season 4 patch. Now, this shouldn't be true based on the fact that there is a known issues section in these patch notes, but we'll see. And they do take a while to come out, in my opinion, at least. Maybe I'm wrong to think that these patches take a while. I think I probably am. I'm quite impatient instinctually. Logically, I'm not. I can be patient, and I understand. On principle, I am patient because I understand that the Ghost Ship take a while with everything, pretty much. But inside, I'm quite impatient. Just if I just go purely with my feelings. Anyway, so this is season 4, patch number 4. So optimized septic spreader puddles. Great. Fixed a bug that caused Sabata 120 neurocorrosive toxic catalyst exploders and loot bugs to briefly disappear before their own explosion. I didn't notice that. There's still another thing about that upgrade that I'm not going to mention, but I don't think it's intentional. Fixed beard and armor clipping that was introduced in last patch. Ghost Ship, just add a toggle. Just add a toggle for the chest armor. It's so simple. I'm not saying it's completely airtight. I'm not saying they could do it with a flip of a switch, but I think it is the best solution, and it's definitely worth doing. It would introduce a lot more customizability to our looks. Fixed a bug that caused corrupted boss music to keep playing. Good. Me and a few other people reported on that. And it's good to see that was a bug. I guess. I don't know what that means, but I noticed it and I thought, is it playing forever, or is it just leading into another swarm or something? Nope, it was a bug. It's also good that the corruptor plays music. Corlocks don't. I do think these enemies, so these bosses, they should probably play Dreadnought music, I think. It's very odd that we have this bubble of music that's preserved just for Dreadnoughts. Why can't that be the boss music? I think that would make Industrial Sabotage more interesting too. Maybe even the Hearthstone. I think they should at least introduce a couple more boss tracks if they can. I know, obviously, the people who work on the music, neither of them are actually employed by Ghost Ship at the moment. But it'd be really cool to see. I don't necessarily want a volume 3, or at least I want a volume 3 of the soundtrack that focuses on specific things, like tracks for all the different boss fights, tracks for like different swarm types. Give like the rivals a theme and the Rockporks their own theme, stuff like that. That'd be awesome. Attempted fix for the triple bedazzled beard to clip less with armor. I actually haven't got it. I mean, actually, I might have done. As in, there's the unarmored version from Season 3. I don't know if that issue is present there. I could actually look, because on console we wouldn't have this patch yet. Fixed a bug that caused weapon stats to not update in the equipment terminal when changing a non-selected class. Okay. Fixed mission control voice line in refinery mission after the liquid Morkite extraction is done if there are contagion spikes on the level. I feel like I remember reading a patch about this, so maybe it didn't work. And I assume this is referring to the way that mission control refers to the two different objectives in a lithophage outbreak mission, where, depending on order you complete them, the call out that, like, well done, you've done the objective, will refer to the other objective that isn't done. I assume that this one is basically where it's saying mission control is basically saying well done for completing the refinery objective as normal, as if there isn't a contagion spike left. Okay. Fixed the bugs that caused shield sound to only play for host. Not a huge issue, but sure. Fixed randomization of pickaxe when previewing classes. Not quite sure what. Oh well, good. Fix that corrupted worm pods do not spawn any worms. I haven't noticed that, but maybe that's the point. You wouldn't notice something that isn't happening. Although I have seen larvae come out of the corruptor, so okay. Fixed a bug that caused the version number UI to be enabled on restart if it was previously turned off. The version number UI, is that the thing in the bottom right that we should be able to turn off? I'm not sure. There's a set of numbers in the bottom right. It might be referring to that. If there's an option to turn it off, I wasn't aware. Well, it hasn't really bothered me either. Pardon me. Fixed an issue where crossbow bolts would behave weirdly when shot at an elevator plant. Okay. I mean, I like weird behavior as long as it doesn't affect the gameplay. Fixed incorrect voice line playing when laser pointing maggots while Bosco is there. So people might not notice about the difference between voice lines when you do and don't have Bosco. And that's the way to differentiate it. Not necessarily multiplayer and solo, because if you don't take Bosco when you're playing solo, you'll get the normal multiplayer voice lines. But when you have Bosco with you, all your callouts become Bosco commands, which is easily the worst part about playing solo, by the way. I wish that was a toggle. Obviously, the toggle is don't bring Bosco, but I want Bosco just for my two, safety net revives. But so I assume this means that when you pointed at a maggot while you have Bosco, you would say maggot, like the dwarves do when you were playing multiplayer. It's one of the rituals, isn't it? Maggot, maggot, maggot. I just realised that my dwarf voice be terrible just now. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I want to see some more options for Bosco in that sense. I'd love to have the normal multiplayer lines while playing solo. Like, this is a void basket. Stuff like that. I really like that stuff. Added 2 missing script by increasing play challenges from 13 to 15. Which is interesting. Kind of. I don't know if that means they missed them genuinely when they made the update, or if they just didn't realise they didn't have enough. But there was still the intended amount. It says 2 missing script. I just like the fact there's more play challenge bonuses, basically. Added a prompt to follow the Ghost Ship Game Steam page when exiting the game. Not sure how this presents itself, but this is awesome. I don't know if it will apply to Xbox. Probably not, actually. But this is sick. This is basically them promoting the Steam page in-game. Give more people a chance to go there and view these patches and other news, which is exactly what they should do. I still am an advocate for the idea of having a news feed in the game. I've been told that that's a bad idea because other games don't do it, which I find confusing. That doesn't mean it's a bad idea at all. I think they should do that, but this is still good. Lower the chances of mission control, Bosco, and others getting a high score on the Jetty Boot arcade. Okay, I don't see why. Whatever. Fixed that Plasma Burster missiles were not working properly as client. Good. I don't know if that had anything to do with what I saw when Tyler was using the randomizer. Probably not, but either way, Plasma Bursters, keep fixing them as long as they're bugged. Fixed sleeveless using only hosts option in caves. Should now handle local user settings. That's interesting. There's been a weird amount of bugs related to the sleeveless armor. I can see why they would be somewhat trepidatious about introducing the ability to toggle legs or toggle torso and have those pieces be you can swap them in and out. I can definitely see the hesitation to do something like that. I still think it's a fantastic idea, but it is weird how many bugs have been caused by the sleeveless armor feature. But it's good that they're still on it with that. So yeah, but there is still another bug with that, which is the known issue of the end screen sometimes shows the wrong sleeveless version. So I guess that means it shows a different armor, but still sleeveless. If you're sleeveless. Don't really know what that means. Anyway, this is obviously all good. All fixes are good. It speaks to some things that I'd love to see them take even further, like the newsfeed in game, like the Bosco multiplayer voice lines, and like the beard armor toggle. Those things I would love to see expanded upon or introduced in the way that I'm talking about them. But any patch is a good patch, pretty much. You know, I mean, actually, that's not That's not 100% true for Deep Rock, but it's still true in this case. So if you enjoyed, please make sure to like, subscribe. I'm not going to say anything about the bell, but I'll cover all future patches. So if you're interested in that, or if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe, because you won't miss Deep Rock information if you do that. Actual Deep Rock information, by the way, okay? As in something like this, for example. We didn't make a video on this. The new song Journey to the Prospector being added to Spotify or to the Steam soundtrack, because it's not game news, right? Same as the upcoming playtest for these games. So if you're interested in that stuff, you can go and look at it on Steam. But the truth is, any news, any information that comes out related to the game Deep Rock Galactic, you will find on our channel as soon as possible. It will always be on the day that the information is revealed, usually within 1 or 2 hours as well. Although in this case, I think I might be over 2 hours. Okay, 1 hour ago. Good. Anyway, yeah, that's all for now. There'll be a build showcase up later today, though. I've got to get on that. It's getting, the days going by, so I should probably do that soon. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.